Welcome back to Licks of the Beast. I'm Nico Falco, and today I'm going to attempt a full playthrough of Iron Maiden's Powerslave on the bass along with the original song, except of course for Steve Harris's original bass part, which has been removed. So the only bass that you're going to hear in this video will be my own. I've been working really hard on my bass playing over the past few months, and I've been practicing every single day so that I could bring you more bass videos in the future. And I think I've made some progress since my very first playthrough of Maiden's Deja Vu, but I'll let you decide if that's the case. Before I get to the playthrough, I will take a minute or two just to give you a little context of what the bass part is doing and how it works within the song. If you don't want to hear about that, I've added a timestamp in the description and in the pinned comment, so you could just skip right to the playthrough. And if you want to know about the gear that I'm playing through for this or any of my other videos, I always add a full list in the description with links to the products on Sweetwater's website. And if you buy anything at all from Sweetwater in the 3 days after clicking one of those links, I'll earn a small commission from them, so that's an easy way that you can help support the channel at no cost to you at all. So Powerslave is a really interesting song to study on bass because it was written by Bruce Dickinson alone. And unlike Steve Harris, he doesn't write on bass, so the bass lines are going to be a little bit different from a song that was written by Steve. On the verses, he's playing pretty much the same thing as both guitars, and on the pre-choruses, he plays the same chords as Adrian Smith. Actually, in the verses, there is a slight difference in the way that he plays the tail. So while the guitars are doing this, he's adding an extra note. And he's playing it a little bit more slurred so that altogether you get a more warbly kind of sound. Now back in the day, this kind of confused some guitar players a little bit, also because there were 2 tab books published by Hal Leonard, one of which was transcribed by Wolf Marshall, who's one of the legendary transcribers. And I can't remember who did the other one, but they had the guitar part, both of them had the guitar part doing this, which is kind of what it sounds like between the bass and the guitars. This is something you get a lot in Maiden's music, where on parts that you would expect the bass to follow the guitars note for note, it's actually doing something a little bit different. And that's really an important part of what makes their relatively simple riffs sound more interesting and unique. On the choruses, he is doing something a little bit different. So while the guitars are playing the chords E, C, and D, the bass is just holding the root by galloping on an E power chord. And the tail of that part is also a little bit different because he's not picking every note like the guitars, and he's skipping the last few notes, sliding back down from the A instead. The instrumental section is where Steve's bass lines really stand out in a big way. First, during Dave Murray's first solo, where he's pretty much playing a solo of his own along with Dave. And I've often wondered about how this part came about, whether Dave played his solo over Steve's bass part, or if Steve added that part afterwards to match Dave's solo. Because there are a few spots where they're essentially playing the same thing, only with a slightly different expression. Now my best guess is that Steve's bass part came first, because Dave's solo is mostly based on 2 main ideas, this and, which seems to be a paraphrasing of the recurring motifs in the bass line. And behind the guitar harmony after Adrian's solo, Steve continues to outline the same chords as the accompaniment, B, G, D, and A, except now it's up an octave and he's reiterating some of the fills that he was playing behind Dave's first solo. And by doing this, he supports the guitar harmony both rhythmically and harmonically. And altogether, we get a really unique and very memorable interlude. Powerslave is a great title track to a pivotal album in Iron Maiden's history, and for many of us, it became immortalized in the Live After Death home video, thanks to the band's inspired performance, the iconic stage and lights, and of course, Mummy Eddie running around the stage. And also, there's something particularly magical and dreamy about the color scheme and overall look of that home video that made it stand out back then, and that makes it feel so nostalgic today. Whatever it is, I'm definitely glad that the band is playing this one on their current Run For Your Lives tour, and I really hope that you'll enjoy my rendition of it right here. Thanks for watching. Cheers.